What is the difference between skilled and unskilled labor? And what are those characteristics? How do we think about them? How do we train them? How do we go about the relationship that well, let's outline it. Number one, on the unskilled side, I have a rule that says you can't fire them, you never hire them. What do I mean by that? If I'm hiring somebody in who is living paycheck to paycheck, they're struggling by, they've got family that are depending on them, and I have to make a change here. If I have to let them go emotionally, I may not be able to do that. I may not be able to be objective because now I'm thinking about their situation and how much harm could come. And I understand that, and I applaud the fact that we're about that. But the business, if we allow that harm to come to the business, everybody harmed, all the employees, the customers, everybody. So if we can't fire them, a family member's example, are you going to be able to fire a family member? You think so? I've seen a lot of people who are completely incapable of doing that because of the family dynamic. So on the unskilled side, first rule of employment is if you cannot fire them, do not ever hire them because you'll be held over a barrel. For unskilled, I'm looking for a particular type of attitude, and the attitude is this: you tell me what you want me to do and I will make sure that I do it consistently. I have a desire to be trained in the way that you want, and I am going to execute. If I have that attitude, I can train in any work demands that I have that are unskilled. And this person, though they start unskilled, they might become very skilled over time as they grow in the position. But starting off, I just need somebody who's got the right of attitude. These people are relatively easy to find, fairly inexpensive, both in payroll and if it doesn't work out, and we can quickly train them up to at least cover the position adequately and do the work that we require. Skilled labor is a bit different. I still go with the same rule of if I can't fire them, I'll never hire them, right? So if I'm looking at hiring in my brother, who's very skilled at the particular position that we need, but the relationship is I would never be able to let them go if they stop doing a good job, I can't, again, hire that person in. So that's still the number one rule. The attitude that I'm looking for out of skilled labor is a cooperative attitude. I don't necessarily need to train them. I need to help them understand the culture of the business, inspire them, but I'm hiring skilled labor precisely because they bring knowledge or understanding to the table, a skill set to the table that I don't possess. I'm actually hiring the best person that I can find. Hopefully they are smarter, more talented, better than I have ever been in that particular area of interest, and I can rely on that person to do what they need to do. I'm letting them cover that particular area of the business. In this way, I might be subordinate to them on their decisions. I might have to trust their decisions. If I can't do that, I have to look at myself and say, did I hire the right person to begin with? I am counting on their expertise outside of my area of interest or my area of understanding. So think about somebody, an engineer. They may know a lot more math and understand the equations and materials and balance of things far better than I ever do. So I'm not going to tell them how to engineer that particular machine or this particular device. I'm not going to go through, the micromanagement of that. I'm going to trust them to do the job I've hired them to do. That's what a skilled person to the table. These people are typically harder to find. They are much more expensive to employ and transition out, and they are longer term projects. An unskilled person, I may be able to get them up to speed at minimum standards in a week. A skilled person may be working on a project or may be changing the culture or the pattern that the business has been going after, and that may take months or even years to bring to final fruition. So having this person brought in, you have to be much more selective. You have to make sure that you check all the boxes and they are the good fit. They like to live in the area. They like the culture of the business. They like mission. They like pay. Everything has to be a good match because this is a long-term proposition.